Now, I know as a beginner trader, there are a lot of you out there that are looking for a strategy which will allow you to be able to make money trading the future markets. And there are a lot of different instruments or contracts or asset classes that you can actually trade. But futures to me are one of the most valuable options when it comes to looking to invest your money into trading something. Okay, as a day trader, someone like myself who's interested in scalping, I'm looking for those quick sniper entries, those in and out positions, looking to limit my trades to 1 or 2 a day, taking sniper setups and then being done. Okay, all surrounding, just a simple smart money concept, scalping strategy of supply and demand. Okay, we want to be able to understand what the bigger players, the banks and the institutions are really doing and trade with smart money, not against them. I'm going to show you today just a quick breakdown using a setup on a trade I took on GC, which is the gold future markets. How I positioned myself to get into this long entry, all right, using both a higher range and a lower range chart. Confluence is everything when it comes to trading the future markets, or for that being, saying any market as a whole. If you're trading just basically from one chart, you're basically failing yourself. You're probably going to blow your accounts, and you're going to lose multiple trades. But when you look at the market from a top-down approach, all right, analyzing from a higher base chart down to a lower base chart, that's going to help give you or set you up for the basis of getting into more high probability setups. Using a simple strategy in how I trade when I go about scalping and looking for these setups every single day, using my range bar charts, it's very easy because I'm able to see the market, the flow of it better than I can on any other chart. Now, if you trade time, ticker, volume charts, that's fine. Trade what works for you. But when I'm looking at these range bar charts, they really define and open up my mind and my eyes to be able to see the flow better. I don't have to worry about those small and large wick candles everywhere and those big body and larger small body candles. Things are more consistent. They flow better. So I'm able to basically read order flow in the sense of looking at price action on my charts a lot cleaner. I don't need all the bells and whistles of all the indicators. I want to put that out there just as well. But when it comes to just trading smart money and understanding the footprint of how they're moving, you can see it on the range bar charts. Now, what does this sniper entry strategy entail? Let's go into this a little bit deeper as I kind of break down the setup that I'm going to explain to you today, which is a demand setup. You want to look for high probability setups, not low probability setups, because that's what's going to, cause you to lose just about each and every time when you are trading. Those low probability setups are going to hit maybe 50-50, okay? But the higher probability setups that you look for taking are going to give you maybe, 70% or higher when it comes to actually trading. I'm going to put you, and let you know maybe 80% or higher. But you've got to get the structure of the market correct, and you got to be looking at price action as the market is retracing back to your zone. Now, the strategy in which I talk about when it comes to scalping the future markets, look, I go over, just like I did today, I did a live recorded trading session. I posted that video to the private community so they can understand my sessions as a whole. That's where I break down where you can see me actually trade. These are recorded video content where I'm live recording my sessions, but I go back and post it for the private community of the ultra elite supporters. You can also become an elite supporter as well. That private community is where the blueprint, the cornerstone to how I trade surrounding the strategy all around smart money and supply and demand setups. It's really where I really go into great depth or detail about the setups, the trade breakdowns, the strategy as a whole. But I'll talk more about that towards the end of the video. Let's talk about this setup right here. I saw this into the overnight session yesterday evening, which happened at the demand setup actually occurred or happened around about the opening of the overnight session, which is 6 p.m. Eastern time, my time. But the market didn't retrace back to it until 6:30 Eastern time, my time. That's p.m., okay? Now, prior to that, what was I doing? I was looking at the structure of the market. This is the most critical part right here that you want to get correct. You want to identify which way the market is moving. We were bearish prior to, after coming off of a high right here, where we were making structure breaks coming lower. a bearish dump to the downside. Now, at some point, the market can, bounce. Like right here, this is 4,200 on the gold future market. And then the market starts to do what? Basically, this could be a form of retracement, but it starts to make either way higher highs and higher lows to the upside. So it's making a leg as it is pushing higher back to the upside. But I'm looking at where the market came down, where it's making lows, lower highs, lows, lower highs, and lows coming down. Each point where I have these arrows at mark potential swing highs where the market had at some point started moving back to the upside, breaking structure higher, making higher highs and higher lows before it dropped down again and broke structure below this low. Same thing here. We started making higher highs and higher lows back to the upside and then dropped down again, breaking structure below this area here. So if the market starts to push higher back to the upside and starts to make swings where we have, which is one of the most critical parts right here, is a breaker structure. I've got to have that and see that, and it must happen when I'm actually trading, like right here. A high, a higher low, making higher highs as it moves to the upside. As you can see right here, this is what is going to start piquing my interest to look for possible entries going long. But I want to see where the market is taking out swing levels. Primarily these would be considered like minor areas of structure, but these are still significant areas within the market that it has to take out, in which I would like to see them take out and run these highs as it's making that movement, or these waves where it's making higher highs and higher lows to the upside. So right here, you see it make high, higher low, a high. So these are structure point breaks to the upside. Each time it breaks here, here. But I need for it to take out something to the left, a swing high, okay? Where the market was waving to the upside before it came to the downside. And now it's going back up, and it takes out this potential area, or this area where there's a swing high at. All right? This is a structure point being broke to the upside, which is a minor area structure right here. Now, once the market takes out this high right here, I'm immediately looking to say, okay, if we break above this high right here, where's a beautiful area of demand and where the market can actually react at? Well, you got to swing here, a high, higher, low, and then breaking this area structure here. So the market could come back to this small area of demand here, or the origination area where the move started to happen right here, the bottom end of this swing right here, that actually took out this area. Now, yeah, it can reject right here, but it could also reject in this area here, which makes more sense, okay? So I'll go ahead and mark up the demand zone, right? On my higher range chart, once it breaks above as it's breaking structure higher and takes out a significant area of structure to the left-hand side, meaning this high right here. I'll go ahead and mark it up. I'll mark my demand zone, because this is not a supply. This is the actual demand zone here. Now, what I'm doing from this point is looking for a way, as basically a sniper, to kind of get into a more precise entry point off this setup right here, okay? I'm following smart money as they are moving higher, okay, and breaking structure. And then as they pull back to this area of demand where aggressive buying took place right here and they broke this area structure, you got to understand, there were a lot of orders that took place in this area to push this market as much as it did with momentum to the upside. As it retraced back to this zone right here on my higher range, okay, as I'm looking at it retrace back, I would then start to move down. First, I'm going to mark it up on the higher range. Then I'm going to move down to my lower range chart. For me, that's a 24 range chart. So whatever that may be for you, you can do the same thing. So now I'm going to show you where the rest of the strategy actually takes place and how we actually get into the trade, basically looking for a sniper setup, okay? All right, so I move down now to gold. I'm sorry, not my 24 range. I'm sorry, the 12 range. Okay, so on gold, I'm using a 60 range chart as my higher range, and then on the entry chart that I'm using, it's a 12 range chart. NASDAQ, I'm using a 120 range and a 24 range. Now, this is where we have this high resting right here. This is what it looks like on the lower range. It's retracing back to our zone. That large box is that higher range, 60 range bar or range bar chart zone, okay? So this is that demand area. Now, what I'm looking for, and there's two ways I like to get into this sniper entry right here. Look, as the market is coming back to the area, there's actually a demand zone that's sitting on the inside of this larger range, 60 range bar zone, okay? So I'm seeing what smart money is doing. I see this demand zone resting back here at the higher range zone, okay? Now I'm looking to identify a smaller 12 range demand zone. So it's what I like to classify as a multi-chart confluence using a demand within a demand setup. Sometimes you won't get that and you'll have to wait. I'll explain it here in a moment. But the market comes back. There is a demand zone resting right here. Okay, you can see the aggressive buying. Okay, we're pushing up. Market pulls back, as you can see here, and then it breaks structure higher. So there's a demand zone resting right here. Okay, we'll mark that up. All right, right there. So the market comes down, it's tapped the higher range zone, the lower range zone. I'm looking for rejection. And at that point, when I get rejection, basically, I'm getting an aggressive at the candle close right here at 4260.3. And I'm going to aim for the market to fill back up in between the gaps on these candles to this little small supply area here. So if you get into the trade, say for example, off this sniper setup right here at 4260, you can actually take this trade right on all the way back up here to 4270 and actually pick yourself up, 10 points on the gold futures. Every point on the gold futures is 10 ticks. There's 10 ticks in every point. Okay, so just imagine that. I think that's like what 10 points. That's 100 ticks right there. All right, 100 ticks and 10 points on gold. Now, I picked up a little bit over 5 points on that last night and yesterday evening. But again, I'm getting in here looking at multi-chart confluence, higher range zone, lower range setup or zone there. Looking at what smart money's been doing. This is just a very simple strategy. The premise of looking for scalping setups off of your higher and lower range charts, using just basically 2 charts to get you into great setups. Now, my stop loss is going to go on the back end here at 42.59. I always give myself a couple ticks breathing room below that area because as you see right here, the market moves in waves. It likes to move in ebbs and flows. Pushes up, comes back. You see how they wick right below that area, maybe a tick or two. So give yourself, like on gold, I'd probably say somewhere between 4 and 5 maybe ticks below this area here, or maybe 5 or 6 ticks. Just kind of give yourself a few ticks below that area there, because they always like to come back because they know traders are probably going to engage and go long in this area. So they're looking to stop people out that went long right here. And they may have caught some of the retail traders and stopped them out before they started pushing to the upside. That is the most frustrating thing that especially beginner traders will endure, is they get into a trade and the market comes back and they say, well, this looks like a great setup, and then it stops them out. You got to give the stop loss some breathing room, unless you want to be that close to the back end of your stop. And if so, you're going to probably take more losing trades than you're actually going to win. You've got to give the market some room to breathe, okay? So that's why I always tell people, give yourself a few ticks breathing room back below the area where the rejection took place at both the demand zones, higher and lower range chart demand zones. And this is how you're going to get into that sniper entry to take the trade scalping back to the upside off of this area of demand right here. Very simple. Again, it's a 10-point run back to the upside that you could have taken. But this is the same thing that I talk about in the breakdowns of the trades and in the live recorded trading sessions when it comes to using the strategy and every setup. Now, you could choose to become an elite supporter of the actual channel. And it's very, very, very inexpensive, guys. I'm talking like pennies on the dollar a day. And I'll tell you what the link is down in the description portion of the video. Now, what do you receive by becoming an elite supporter? You receive all my trade breakdown videos where I break down trades that I take and post over on the Discord. I break those things down, those trades down in great detail, like you're sitting right next to me, okay? I break it down so you understand the concepts of market structure, price action, but more so the concept or the idea of the strategy as a whole when it comes to trading supply and demand. Again, we're looking and following what smart money is doing within the actual market itself. So I identify these setups that I take and post over on the Discord, and I break them down so you can understand and look for them when you're back testing and forward testing yourself. Plus, you get the video playlist, and you get a great video that I cover surrounding market structure if you choose to become an elite supporter of the actual channel. Now, you can also become an ultra elite supporter and receive everything that I just discussed, plus the live recorded trading session videos where I'm recording my sessions and then I post that video content to the community for the ultra elite supporters. Okay, so you have options there. You can, but again, you receive everything if you become an ultra elite supporter that I just discussed: the trade breakdowns, the video playlist, the market structure video, and every live recorded trading session video that I posted as well. All that packed video content, if you watch it and take notes, it will definitely help you in your own personal trading. Now, I can't guarantee, anything to everyone out there because simply the fact is, everyone's perspective of how they read the markets and look at the charts. They may not be using the same charts I use. You may be suffering from some type of, psychological issue in the sense of, when I say this, there are components that hinder people or when trading, okay? And it could be psychological factors like, FOMO, greed, fear, a number of other things. It could be something you have going on in your personal life and your work. You've got to be able to have a clear mind and focus when you're actually trading. So I will say this, we have a beautiful Discord community. The link is down in the description portion of the video. You can join there too as well. And come over and join us on the trading floor channel on the server. That's where I, myself, and other fellow traders post our interests. There's also a testimonial section there on the channel where people, traders that are part of the community, have posted, their testimonials about passing evaluations or challenges, their testimonials about, being consistent or making, becoming funded and making money within trading, all surrounding and using the same strategy. Some of them have put their own twist on it, but either way, there are testimonials there that, basically point out that what I have been sharing is actually working for people out there. And that's the reason why I make this beautiful video content, because I want to be able to help people along the way by sharing with what I know. I can't take this with me, so providing, information and sharing knowledge with other people is what uplifts people and get them into higher places. Okay, so if you're interested in becoming an ultra or ultra elite or a regular elite supporter of the channel, go down to the description portion of the video. There's a link titled there, Ultra Elite Supporter. When you click on that, a few tiers will pop up. You can see the elite, you can see the ultra elite. It'd be like to the left hand side as soon as you click on that link. It'll list the price, and it's going to, when you click on each one of those tiers, it's going to define or let you know what you receive as far as perks and rewards. The choice is yours. Again, it's very inexpensive, guys. I'm just here to share what I know to individuals out there. And again, I'm not going to say it's going to work for everyone out there, because some people are stuck in their old ways. They have old habits. They're trying to merge things together. And you have to really, as I classified in an old video, declutter and clean your mind out. Clean the closet out so you can actually become great and do better and move forward. It took that for me. I had to go back and use a clean slate to restart myself, reset my brain so I could see things from a better picture. Okay. And when I did that, the light bulb clicked. Okay. But again, the link is down in the description. But this is just a video covering, smart money concepts, the movement of the markets, the banks and institutions, and showing you how I use a scalping strategy every single day within my own personal trading, whether it's trading the ES, which is the E-mini S&P 500, the NASDAQ futures, or gold futures. All right. Take care, everyone. Do me a favor too. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please take the time to go ahead and sub right now by clicking the subscribe button. Make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking the bell. And last but not least, if you could drop me a like by clicking the thumbs up button on the video, I'd appreciate it. Take care and see everyone in the next one.